Yeah, so I think Drevan, so how comfortable I am today, I think for me, largely it's exuded from the clients or the coaches I'm interacting with. And I can see a lot of progress now, a lot of receptivity, a lot of openness, and a lot of trust and comfort in my coaches, even those whom I was interacting with, even before I began the ontology course with you and Tracy. So I think that's where my comfort also comes from. I can see the difference in the way I show up, in my body language, in the way I'm, so much more relaxed now in my conversations with them. So my presence and my comfort in my presence has definitely increased a lot more. Talking about the skill sets, earlier I think I just thought it was the art of presence. But now, being with you and Tracy for 9 months over this journey has also, equipped me with some, some science around it and some tools which were so deep and so simple to actually reach out to the other person and implement them. I think both on skill sets and on coaching presence and being, I'm so much more comfortable and confident now. Mm, so it's difficult to put it in one word, but I think it's definitely been transformational for me, both personally and professionally. Uh, I did take time out in the beginning to live by myself and do some bit of self discovery so that I could completely dedicate my time and space to the learning I was undertaking. That really helped. And the whole experience just, kept building on, as we spent more modules and tasks and time with you and with the cohort. Um, the one question that really got me onto this course was even before we began it, when you said, "What does the universe want you to be?"
Yeah.
I think from there on, there was no looking back, and nothing's been the same. It's been a very transformational experience. The reason I'm taking time is, Revan, it's like a journey, for me. Um, Earlier, I was really obsessed with this word when I was introduced to it about 2 years back. Uh, it was a very fancy word for me to, to listen to, and uh, I wanted to, know everything about it. Uh, Now, having been through these conversations for so long, uh, it feels like air now. It's around me. I get it, and I can't survive without it, but I can't explain it, or I don't need to prove its presence to somebody else. What these ontological inquiries have done to me, and people around me can gauge it's like air that you can breathe and feel, but you cannot really express. So that is what these ontological inquiries have done. um, I think something within me has definitely shifted. The way I used to interact with people, me myself, the perceptions I had about me, sometimes labeling myself, boxing myself into certain roles, certain labels, categories. I think it's helped me break a lot of that, and take baby steps towards what I would want for myself in the future. So that's how the experience has been, and I think very deep, powerful, long-lasting change, uh, and also not just change, but the power to bring about the change in my life is what has really happened to me, and it's helped me a lot. I remember having shared this when we had to do our presentations also, Draymond. It's only after starting and coming to, starting this journey or ontology and coming almost towards the end of it now, did I realize that being a coach is actually everything. It starts with knowing oneself. So for me, although I was practicing coaching earlier, but for me, it started truly when I inquired into myself. So the journey into myself is actually, I think, the most important thing uh, when when I want to hold space in the right way for the other person. If earlier I had, unresolved issues, repressed emotions, patterns, behavior patterns that I wasn't aware of, and a certain way of showing up in certain situations which was repetitive, which was not working well for me, and it sort of put a blocker to the way I was showing up in conversations where clients came with, similar experiences. uh, but undergoing this 9 months journey with you has helped me resolve um, most of those to a large extent. So I think the core of becoming a coach is the core of becoming self-aware. So that's what ontology and the 9 months journey with you has enabled for me. So it's like layers for me, like concentric circles. So at the core is self-awareness, then is being of a coach, and the third concentric circle for me is doing of a coach. So this is what has become, it's unlocked for me.
Yeah.
And then the next step would be, as I had, I think, shared earlier also, is when all of these three collapse without you even knowing, and when you seamlessly, effortlessly, you're dancing in the moment with the client, and you're operating out of intuition and tapping on it. I think ontology is a base. I don't know if I have the permission to say that, but I think it's the core of becoming a coach. Honestly, that's what I feel strongly. I think in my case, ever since I began this journey, my personal circumstance underwent a lot of change. Um, uh, so, um, so for example, so it was just me and my husband before. Then I took I took about 2 months to, move away and start this course and just be myself, because the lockdown was really wearing me down. From there to again, coming back, and now, we've adopted a baby. My mom has come over and stayed with us. So it's been a lot of responsibility, and responsibility in a caregiving way. So I think this journey has complemented my decisions, and it's helped me be on track and maintain my sanity through all of the decisions I was taking. It's enabled me take those decisions with clarity and conviction. And whenever I was down, some exercise in the class would, come up. Like, I remember there was one exercise we did where, we talked about what would we see, as our higher version of ourselves. Very detailed, very deep exercise that we did, and in a flash a visual came in front of my eyes that made me so comfortable in my role as a mother, in my role as a caregiver to my mom now, and to change requirements at home. So I think it's very evident that it's just, rippling out in all the other areas of life. Yeah, it's so clear to me. So when it comes to both of you, leading this space jointly for all of us, you and Tracy, Drevan, um, I think you complemented each other very well. You would sort of probe us into thinking more deeply, reflecting more, and falling back on our experiences to unearth any concept that we were discussing in class. At the same time, Tracy would, back it up whenever required with references, or more facts and data and details around it from the real world. So I think it was a great combination of learning, you enabling us to learn from within, and Tracy bringing insights from outside. So for me, that worked beautifully. Uh, and also, I think the other thing that really worked was you were able to always hold space whenever there were even conflicting opinions, or when it took time for some of us to get on board what we were discussing. I think that the combination that you two held, like, so you would challenge while Tracy would, or maybe you would hold space and encourage that conflict, whereas Tracy would try to sort of bring in some fact to sort of prove a point or to say, to, bring the right perspective in place. So I think it was a great combination, all in all, and it worked beautifully for me. Yes. And I know, Revan, that you led, a lot of sessions, and I think the one thing that I will always remember is, the definition of authenticity that you gave us. You said, "I am my word." That that made authenticity crystal clear for me. And I think what I really feel inspired by about your style, Revan, is, you make me feel, or you make us feel as if we have all the answers within us, but at the same time we are left, knowing so much more than when we began the class. So that's very, very inspiring. uh, and you make the most complex of concepts and feelings seem so easy, because through you, I was able to learn that these are all unlocked, dormant things that we may have heard of somewhere, or we know, or they are within us, but we don't know how to leverage them in a coaching space, or what they would mean in a coaching conversation, or for a coach to know. So that was a game changer for me. So a lot of things, my own behavior patterns, how I showed up in life. And the wonderful thing about you, Drevan, is not only did you hold the collective space of the cohort, that space well, but as an individual also, I always felt heard, and my conflicts were addressed. My inner, not just the conflicts in the class, but my inner conflicts debate were also addressed. And you're quick at picking that up, even if we are just squares on Zoom. You pick it up. You're very well at connecting with all of your learners. I think I just love that, and that's worked very well for me. So now Tracy. So I think Tracy is. Uh, I had my first coaching session with, Tracy. I think Tracy is a very calming presence, in the class. Uh, if you don't know the definition of something, she will quickly, give you the right definition, which is out there, the right references at the right time. Pasting of stitches, when we were all when we were struggling with how to get to, the 2.1, 2.2, the older markers, that is, she gave us this, sort of something, quickly to refer to, and that really worked for most of us, in putting the whole layout, the blueprint of coaching in place. And I think the meditations that she, took us through in the beginning of the class really helped us center and focus us for the rest of the, 3 hours. So yeah, I think it was a great experience, all in all. I think the first and foremost reason, will be that, if you truly want to be present with every fiber of your being, uh, and if you want to reach to a level where coaching becomes a way of being for you and comes naturally to you, this is the course to be. And Drevan, Tracy, the best people to take you through this, both individually and even jointly. So that's my topmost reason. And the second is, if you also yourself want to know what is it that was, what has made you you, and what can work for you and what will not work for you. So things like, if you want to really unearth your thinking pattern, your behavior pattern, what have you grown up with, what have you grown up believing, and has it worked for you, has it not worked for you, when will it work for you, and when will it not work for you, this is the course, to be. So it's coaching, but it's coaching as a journey that starts with you, which is way more powerful, way more lasting, and it'll just come to you naturally after you've undergone the course. You'll not even need the. I mean, I've not reached there yet, but the markers don't seem as daunting at all. So Drevan has this way of giving it to you naturally, or enabling you to, for you to just live them naturally, and so the level of confidence, and it's transformational, as I said. So I think these two will be the biggest reasons. And I think the third thing also is, we did get a lot of practical insights, timely guidance, and a lot of personal attention and mentoring whenever needed. So, so any practical conversation, client conversation, could be brought into class and discussed. And there was no cap on time or availability. You were always approachable, and the conversations we had were very deep. So I think that is what really matters, because when you're undertaking a coaching journey, it's not something that you learn and you implement within yourself, or you give an exam and pass, but it's a way of being. It's a way that you show up for somebody else and try to enable the other person to achieve something. It's a different ballgame altogether, and unless you've undergone that very deeply, which this course enables, I think for me, there would have been no other way of doing it. So that's why I would recommend it, and highly recommend and encourage others to take the ontology way through, with Revan, to become a coach.